darling. How are you? Hi, sweetie. Hi, darlings. Hi. Hello, darlings. I just started a little bit earlier because I'm standing in the Piazzale of the Uffizi gallery, listening to these buskers, and I thought that you would like to hear them as well. It's great to see you guys. Thank you for joining me for another Thank God It's Friday in Florence. And it's a beautiful day in Florence. I told you I was starting on the Ponte Vecchio, but as I was walking through the city, I thought you might like to see what it's looking like at the moment. So any of you newbies here, hi Beth, hi everyone, ciao Tony. Any of you newbies, I just wanted to introduce myself. So my name is Linda. I'm originally from Australia and I'm a local tour operator based in Florence. My company is called Italy Customized, and welcome to a Thank God It's Friday in Florence. You can meet me here every Friday for 30 minutes from 3 till 3:30. So we're going to take a lovely walk over the Ponte Vecchio, but first I wanted to show you what it's looking like in the city. There's a little movement going on. You can see there's more people around than there were the past few weeks. With a little side street, I want to show you, it's actually a sad and okay, I reconnected. I went automatically onto the city's Wi-Fi that doesn't work. So, as I was saying, we're walking down the Via Lambertesca, just a little side street. It's really great, so good to see Florence opening. Yeah, it's great to see it opening up. There's a lot more going on. There's a lot more people around. Obviously, a lot more Europeans are traveling, and also very few, but still we have a little bit of international movement, slowly but surely. So I'm taking the Via Lambertesca and I'm in front of actually the oldest trattoria in the city, the oldest restaurant in the city, and because of COVID, many of the restaurants were only able to operate outside. So the city's actually giving them more space to add tables. So it just looks beautiful. I thought you might want to have a look at how gorgeous it's looking as we move around towards the Via dei Gergofoli. We passed by a sad corner in 1993, the 27th of May actually. That's why this wreath is here to commemorate the moment where the mafia actually added a bomb inside this square back here. So this is the Uffizi gallery, and very early hours of the morning on the 27th of May in 1993, a bomb was placed here, and basically this entire street exploded. Unfortunately, this palace basically just totally was destroyed, and 3 people living in the palace were killed from this sad bomb that happened many years ago, but we still remember this street was completely destroyed, and it was restored. It took quite a few years to restore. You could see basically on the other side, after the pandemic, we are all like blooming flowers opening up to sunshine. Florence is beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's looking so beautiful, because people just can't wait to not only to visit, but even for the locals, just to see people enjoying the city. We're so used to having millions of people around, and it's going to be nice, so nice just to have a busy summer. Hopefully you can come and visit us. I saw that there was a couple of you from Melbourne. I heard that Melbourne was back in lockdown. Is that right? Ciao, Sue. Here we're going past a wonderful little secret restaurant called the Buca dell'Orafo. The Buca del Orofo means the hole in the wall of the goldsmiths. So all the goldsmiths that were working on the Ponte Vecchio would come and have lunch at this little hole in the wall. 30 cases in Melbourne, so you're in lockdown? Yeah. Well, we're opening up and we have like 3,500 cases a day, so it's a little bit different here. So here we can see a great view of the Ponte Vecchio. Now let's take a walk over and you can see more stores opened. Let's have a look. More stores opening up. A 7-day circuit breaker lockdown. We have 20 cases and that's enough for a lockdown here. Wow. Hopefully it'll get better. It's tough because it's summer, it's winter. Because it's summer over here, we have a lot less cases. But here you can see there's a lot more movement on the Ponte Vecchio than what you've been seeing the past months that I've been walking over here. It's kind of the busiest that we've ever seen it. More stores are open, so that's great. And here we can see beautiful views over on the eastern side of the city. So we're basically going to walk over to the San Niccolo area. You can see the symbol of the tower, the highest tower, the only original tower from the city wall. We have many of the doors, but that's actually the original height. The beautiful viewpoint of Piazzale Michelangelo, and that's what makes Via San Niccolo so beautiful, because it's surrounded by gardens. A little further as we head down the lookout point, we see there's also the Rose Garden, and a little bit further away is also the Bardini Garden. So there's a lot of gorgeous gardens over there. On this side, we're going to walk over down the Via dei Bardi, and you can see all of this modern building structures over here. And then on this side we have the Uffizi gallery and the private corridor of the Medici. So this is an 800-meter corridor that basically leads from the Uffizi, where, well, it takes its way into the Uffizi, which were the offices of the Medici. Where they worked was the town hall, the Palazzo Vecchio, and where they lived was the other side of the river, the Palazzo Pitti. So in order for them to arrive at their workplace, they had a private corridor that's 800 meters long. It's called the Vasari corridor. You can see these little windows going all the way across here that actually lead directly to their workplace and their home. We could get a better view of it on this side. We're looking now out west, and this is heading out towards Pisa and eventually the sea. Look at this gorgeous view. And again, more modern palazzos on both sides. You know, originally there were medieval towers along both sides of this Arno, along the river. Unfortunately, the river, well, the bridge wasn't bombed. All of the bridges were bombed, except for the Ponte Vecchio, where I'm on now. But rather than bombing the bridge, they actually bombed both sides. So the northern side and the southern side. So that's why there's all new building structures around here. Actually, most of these buildings belong to a family called the Ferragamo family. They have luxury hotels all the way along here. And their flagship store is just next to the bridge, the Santa Trinita Bridge. And then over this side, see, it's quite unlikely to see these large windows, but because of the rebuilding of these palaces in the 1950s, that's why the architecture completely changed. Yeah, it's a gorgeous view. And here I have to show you this statue of the wonderful Benvenuto Cellini. Aspetta, let me just turn it around. And Benvenuto Cellini, he was a goldsmith and he commemorated the bridge. You know, this bridge was once a smelly bridge full of fisheries and butchers. And so when the Medici decided to live on the other side, they actually completely changed the bridge to a place of botteghe, where they would actually make handcraft jewelry. Actually, the only original left from that time is actually the Fratelli Piccini. All the rest is commercial, as you can see, Rolex and other known brands. And here we can see the corridor, the Vasari corridor, crossing all the way over. Yes, I hope that we will meet in 2022, darling Carolyn, when you can come and visit. Yes, even though, you know, now, well, not everyone, because I know Australia and Canada and other countries aren't able to travel, but Americans are able to travel. I think people are still a little bit nervous. So, you know, what I can see in regard to my bookings is a lot in 2022, a little bit in September and October, a couple of things in June and July, but very, very little going on, really. So mostly it will be Europeans, I think, this year. Oh, wonderful, Carolyn, long service leave. Yay! 90 days, right? So I want to show you just how close the Via de' Bardi and the Via San Niccolo actually is from all the iconic places around the city. Florence is small, it's a city of 450,000, so you can really walk everywhere. And a great, you know, even for those of you thinking about traveling this year, great options if you don't want to be, you know, around too many crowds, are serviced apartments. And we have a couple of wonderful service apartments along the Via de' Bardi on this left side that are absolutely beautiful, and there is a local chef that will also organize food for you for your arrival, and maybe a couple of dinners during your stay. So if you decide to stay in the historical center for perhaps 4 or 5 nights, that's what's ideal, is to have a serviced apartment. Typically it'll cost you less than a 4-star hotel, and you have the comfort of, you know, having more space. So here we can see in the distance the tower of San Niccolo, and I'm just taking a walk along here. Can you see all the, oh wow, Carolyn, 6 months. I thought it was 3 months. Long service. Hi Bob. Hi Rhonda. Welcome everyone. So now we are officially on the Oltre Arno. We're on the other side of the river, and now we can see these beautiful outdoor areas where you can enjoy a meal and a glass of wine. And here we can see this private rowing club along here. This is the only outside kind of a terrace that overlooks the iconic bridge. You can see the Uffizi gallery. That's where we started, over on this side. Hi Rhonda. And a great view of the Ponte Vecchio. And so this takes you, I know you want the borders to be open, darling Sara. Pazienza. We have to be patient. What can we do? Look at the beautiful flowers. I've tried to convince my oldest son, Giulio, he's 13, to join the rowing club, but he's not convinced. I want to sit out there and have aperitivo. And so I'm trying to convince Diego. Hi Beth, darling, how are you? So we're now going to take the Via de' Bardi. So to arrive on Via San Niccolo, the area of Via San Niccolo, we could walk all the way along the river, but we're going to go a little internally along this road, the Via de' Bardi, because I want to show you a few beautiful palaces, and there are some interesting artisans along this street as well that I want to point out to you. Look at that, gelato. Look at the little window, the little wine window, that you could actually see that it says Cantina, open from 9 till 3, okay? So if any of you have been watching the Stanley Tucci's program, you probably learned a little bit about the wine windows. These were invented for, you know, ways to sell wine directly after hours. You see the length is the exact length of a fiasco. the straw-based Chianti bottle, so that owners could directly sell their wine from where they lived. And there are actually hundreds around the city. They're more excited about the Nutella and the grapes. Yes, oh my gosh. Can't get enough Nutella in our lives. And every Sunday I make Giulio crepes. And every Sunday I have to go to the shop because my younger son, he kind of sneaks in the cupboard and eats Nutella during the week. I know, isn't it an awesome idea? So it's the takeaway wine windows. They haven't been in use for hundreds of years, but during the pandemic, some of them were actually opened to sell takeaway. So it's really incredible. They haven't been open for hundreds of years. And yeah, it was such a great idea that there are hundreds of them around. If you imagine Florence was one of the wealthiest cities in Europe from the Middle Ages until the Renaissance. And so many of these important families, they started to invest in wine. And this is one here. This is Palazzo Capponi. Look at this palace here. This on the other side has a beautiful balcony that overlooks the river. And we could see at this palace another wine window. And so this was their way of being able to not really, look at this door, not really evade the taxes, but having a direct way to sell their product. So they didn't have to pay any commissions to the trattorie, the osterie. They could sell their wine directly from their cantina. Can you see this one says Cantina Capponi? And this was a direct way. This one actually still has the little, it was like a little lever where you could knock. You could actually knock here, and the owner would open up and sell wine directly from the window. Ah, look at that. This palace, yeah, isn't it gorgeous? And this little secret door here that opens up to the cellar. There were all sorts of wine windows. They started off actually being inside the doors because, you know, they first wanted to see how it would go if they were able to sell direct. They didn't want to spend money on cutting into their palaces. And then, so there were, some of them was hidden inside the doors, and then they progressively started to cut out part of their a little tiny door to sell directly. Here we can see the name of the palace, Palazzo Capponi delle Rovinante, from the 16th century. And this is a noble family that still lives in Firenze. I can see how these gorgeous doors all the way along the Via dei Bardi. So the Via dei Bardi, we could see all of this beautiful greenery above here. If we kind of walked all the way uphill, we would eventually arrive at the Bardini Gardens. And on this side is the Bardini Garden. So Bardi was a very, very, very important, wealthy banker who owned many of the palaces along this road. And here we can see another important palace, Palazzo Gianni. Look how beautiful these palaces are. And if you see them from the other side, they basically go all the way through and then have gorgeous balconies that overlook the iconic sites of the city. And basically the Via dei Bardi that I'm walking on now turns into Via San Niccolo. Can you see this little hidden door? Look at the secret door. Isn't it cool? I always want to knock and see what's beyond those doors. I have been in a few of them. Some of them actually go down to a cellar. And here, let me show you. Yeah, that would be a good idea to rent for a month, an apartment. And here, in front of us, we see this gorgeous facade. We've seen a few of these types of facades. This one is very well restored. This is called the Graffiare Graffiti. Yes, I will make your trip very special. I'll send you the recommendations of the hotel, the serviced apartments that we have. Look at this beautiful palace. So graffiare, graffiti. This was a scratching technique. So basically this strip that you could see, the 3 stripes that you could see along the palace, were covered in a cream, the cream that you could see kind of coming up out of the motif, a very dark grey, and then with a tiny little knife, they would carve out this beautiful print. It's very, 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 very beautiful. And here we have the store and also the perfumer, one of the most important perfumers in the world, who is actually based here, called Lorenzo Villoresi. Lorenzo Villoresi made perfume for, let me show you the name so you can Google him and learn more about him. So Lorenzo Villoresi created perfumes for all of the highest brands, Fendi, Bulgari, Gucci, Prada, everyone. And then he has also his own line, which is really beautiful. He is based here. You can actually visit him and he can make you a perfume for the mere price of around 500 euros for half a day. You can have a perfume made just for you. And here on the right side, we can see the Parco Bardini. So this is the Bardini Gardens. That is now a beautiful public garden that overlooks the historical centre. This still isn't open. It's been under restoration for, more than 25 years. Is called Palazzo Mozzi. But isn't it incredible? Just a little, away from the crowds. You imagine where I was standing, where we started at the Uffizi, to arrive in this very quiet area. It took a few minutes. I did stop. But, it's so close, but it feels like you're out of the city centre. And here you can find a lot of, wonderful local restaurants and bars. Let me show you this door. Yeah, I know. Eau de Caroline. That could be a great gift for you when you come and visit, to meet Villoresi. There's another perfumer along this street that I'm going to show you as well. Silvano. He's not as expensive as Villoresi. He's still expensive, but is maybe half the price of Lorenzo Villoresi. But you can actually go inside and always when I buy the candles, usually for mum, of Lorenzo Villoresi because they smell so good. And, we just crossing the road is a really wonderful artisan called Alessandro Dari. He's a pharmacist and he also makes jewelry, really incredible jewelry. Looks more like sculpture than jewelry. And his palace is, there he is. His palace is over here. And we can see his mystical designs, beautiful designs. It's a really special store. He's a real personality as well. Alessandro Dari. Alessandro Dari. Look him up. I'm going to take you inside Palazzo San Niccolo. I have actually been working at Palazzo San Niccolo for the past week because they have a beautiful garden and I've just been sitting out there. Palazzo San Niccolo is part of a hotel group from Florence. They own Palazzo Belfiore and also a new hotel on close to another, I can't remember the name, but another hotel as well. What's great about their properties is they're beautifully decorated and designed, and most of them have a little kitchenette. So like Palazzo San Niccolo, they are little mini apartments, but you have a common area, so a great space where you can, here's the other perfumer. Sileno Cheloni, Maestro Profumer. So it's a wonderful place. I'm going to see if we can go in, just ring the doorbell and show you the gardens. Let's have a look. Very quiet in San Niccolo. Eccoci. We are almost arriving at Here we are. And look what we see in the front. We see a little wine window. Look how low this window is. You know, a lot of them were low. Some of them were even closer to the pavement because the cellar was underneath. So it was an easier access to be able to sell wine. You stayed at Palazzo Belfiore, Sue, a few times. Isn't it beautiful? So Palazzo Belfiore is in the district of Santo Spirito, whereas Palazzo San Niccolo is San Niccolo. So a little further down. See if Federico will open for me. Yeah, it's a very cool place. This. Oh. Yeah. Non riesco ad aprire. Carissimo, sono io. Hello. Non riesco ad aprire. Grazie mille. Look at that. And there's Federico here. Now, a few of my clients said, we stayed. Oh, okay, great. I just connected to their Wi-Fi automatically. So let me show you this place. Okay, so we have there's a beautiful living area. I'm going to go to the garden, otherwise it's not going to let me. And it's like a little sanctuary, like I showed you on our video. Hi, Annette. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this place. How beautiful is it? Can you just imagine sitting out here enjoying an aperitivo? You can see the old city wall is along here. In fact, many of the, most of the homes along the Via San Niccolo have gardens because they attach to the old city wall. So what do you think, darlings? Do you think you could stay here? So you can actually see, let me show you, the apartments are all the way along this way. Some of them have private terraces. This is a little outdoor area for the concierge. But here you can see how beautiful it is. It's not expensive. It's 150 euros a night. It's not at all expensive because it is under the category of a historical residence. So when you're in the category of a historical residence, it is even cheaper than a hotel. There's a different tax that they go under. What really is incredible about this Palazzo San Niccolo, when I came here to see the restoration, I walked in and I said to Federico and his sister, so it's his sister and his brother-in-law that restored the entire place. All of the furnishings is by a brand called Frette, that is a local brand, so beautiful. And so when I walked in here, I felt like I'd been here before, and I realised that 25 years ago, when I came here from, great place to stay, when I came from London to study Italian in Firenze for a month, I arrived at San Niccolo. This was the place where I had to pick up my keys. And this was the house. It was totally different. It belonged to hippies, basically. The man that opened up the door, 79 Via San Niccolo, he had a bird on his shoulder, and the place was completely different to what it's like now. So it was, something really incredible. I'm glad that you like it, Val. I hope that it's something that you would consider because it is so beautiful. You saw how close it was for me to arrive from the Uffizi to Palazzo San Niccolo. So these are self-catered apartments. So breakfast every morning. You can go into the common rooms and enjoy coffee and tea during the day, but they don't actually have any type of service in terms of say a barman that comes out in this area. It's all kind of self-catered. So you can actually just pick up some wine and some cheese and just enjoy this outdoor area in the evening. So, darlings, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed our little afternoon walk together. For anyone new that's just arrived, just to let you know where you are. So you're at Italy Customized, a local tour operator based in Florence. I'm the owner. My name is Linda, and I've been in Firenze for over 20 years. And every Friday, I'm here on my Facebook Live showing you, thank God it's Friday in Florence. Sometimes we go to other places in Italy. And I'll be here with you every week for half an hour to show you around this beautiful city or other beautiful cities I happen to be at. If anyone has any questions or wants any advice about traveling to Italy, send me a direct message at linda@italycustomized.it. You can join also my newsletter, subscribe to my newsletter. If you go onto my website, you can click subscribe and subscribe there. I send out weekly articles all about Italy, the French Riviera, and also the Greek islands. So I can't wait to see all of you again. I miss you all. I hope that you're okay there, Grace, with the lockdown in Melbourne. I'm sorry to hear that. And I can't wait to see all of you. Tanti baci to everyone. And to you, my darling Annette and Zio Tony, when you go and see Nana, give her a big kiss. I love you all. Tanti baci. Ciao tutti. Stay safe. Stay safe. That's the main thing. Ciao.